to Europe and the rest of the world, to create a safe corridor for transporting other goods and commodities, the exchange of goods between West and East, and create a safe corridor and a safe barrier to prevent Europe from challenges emanated from Middle East and from Afghanistan and from volatile Asian regions. That's why it is in our best interest to have a South Caucasus peaceful, stable, and economically developed. There are problems, there are challenges. There is conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh, which was effectively freezed for more than 20 years, but now melted and showed signs of dangerous eruption. Our territories are still occupied by Russia. We have not quite pleasant relations with this country. Armenia and Azerbaijan are at odds. But despite this, we managed to develop very effective trilateral cooperation between Turkey, Georgia, and Azerbaijan in order to ensure this safe corridor for transporting a wide variety of goods, commodities, and exchange of information. When Cold War ended, everybody hoped that Black Sea will transform for a dividing sea between Warsaw Pact and NATO into a sea of cooperation. And when Eastern European countries, our Black Sea neighbors, Bulgaria, Romania, and others, fulfilled their immediate tasks and became full-fledged members of NATO and EU, they started to pay more attention to Black Sea security cooperation. A lot of initiatives were introduced primarily by our Romanian colleagues, but as we observe now, they are not working properly. There were a lot of ideas. There were a lot of state and non-state actors showing interest in our region. Many international organizations, regional groups, but all this create even more just overcrowding and the sense of instability. And what if we look into history? The 21st century started exactly like the previous one. In 1914, there was a big war. Previous century started a big war in 1914, and this century started with war in Ukraine again in 2014. Although it was preceded by conflict by war in Georgia. But this, the primary objective now is to develop the common approach to our region, to the Black Sea, Caucasus, Central Asia, from the side of Europe, from the side of European Union, and from the side of United States, and and join forces in order to ensure stability and security in our region. Now, as of our immediate priorities, our country's immediate priorities, it is integration with the European Union. But when I'm speaking about integration, please don't worry, I don't have in mind immediate membership. We know it's not feasible in a foreseeable future. We are quite pragmatic and sober-minded, but we have a very extensive agenda, association agenda. Last 2 years ago, we signed association agreement, which is a 1,000 thick document about the political approximation of our country with the European Union, and it has its integral attachment, deep and comprehensive free trade area, which is we are already implementing most of its clause, and quite soon it will enter into full force, and we will start its full implementation. But already with its partial implementation, our trade with Europe has increased by 15%, but it will take time. It will take time because the results of the CFTA are not that will be visible and tangible immediately. It needs time. It needs time for our small and medium businesses to familiarize with this new opportunities. That's why our government is offering this so-called educational programs for people, especially living in rural areas, and for small businesses, how to use these benefits of free trade with Europe. Besides free trade with Europe, we have the same arrangement with Turkey, another big consumer market. We are having same free trade arrangement with our neighbors from former Soviet Union, our main trade partners, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Belarus. Although the last two are already in a Russian-led customs union, but once they were signing this accession document, they stipulated that they will retain with Georgia the free trade regime, which because it is in their interest as well. By the end of this year, we will finalize our free trade talks with China. Another huge market will be open for us. All this creates a favorable atmosphere for foreign investors to come and set businesses and produce goods that will be labeled made in Georgia and will have free access without any barriers and taxation to this huge consumer market. Plus to this, our reforms in last decade and recently are primarily aimed, besides building democracy and observing human rights, are aimed to create favorable atmosphere for entrepreneurs, for making business, for starting business. Our taxation system is quite flexible and unified, and we went even further. Now we borrowed Estonian example on a corporate tax law, and we have abolished profit tax. So if someone returns money, reinvests money in a business, it will not be taxed, only dividends will be taxed. It will cause some budget cuts in coming 2-3 years, but after that it will bring another additional income into our budget. So Georgia is quite attractive country for foreign investors, and more and more FDI is coming to our country. Now another immediate priority with the European Union is to finalize, we have already finalized the formal negotiations on visa liberalization, and now it's up to the European Parliament and the Council to give a final green light. And by our most optimistic prognosis, already from this summer, our citizens might enjoy free travel in Schengen zone. Sorry, not in Ireland, but in Ireland we are working bilaterally to ease exchange of people between our two countries, which will bring you more closer Georgia and Ireland. So far it's rugby that unites us, and but we hope to find some other avenues for future cooperation. On the side of NATO, we have a quite a substantial package that is our master plan for cooperation with NATO, and the core of this package is to to further increase our defense capabilities and make our country more resilient to modern challenges. NATO doors opened for us in 2008 when in Bucharest the NATO pledged to that Georgia will become member of the alliance. Now we are discussing how and when it will happen. Again, I have no illusion whatsoever that it will happen in the nearest future, but we are doing our best in order to be fit and mature when time will the political landscape in Europe will change in favor of our invitation. But besides this, we are acting in many ways like members, and in most cases even better than some members. We are one of the more active troop contributors to NATO operations. In previous Afghan operation, which was ISAF, we were second largest per capita contributor to ISAF operation by 2,000 troops deployed in Afghanistan. Now, in the recent Resolute Support Mission, we are second after the United States factual troop contributor. Around 1,000 soldiers are deployed in different regions without any national caveats, which means that they can be used in any risky operations that might take place there. And we pledged that beyond 2016, if needed, we will keep our troops there. We are also contributing to EU-led crisis management operations in Central Africa and in Mali, and also we are a part of NATO response force for last year and this year, which means that we may participate in Article 5 operations as well. So all these are our immediate agendas with these two institutions, and as I said, it enjoys high public support, but it cannot be taken for granted. This support needs some sort of fertilization, some sort of encouragement, especially now when certain forces are trying to distract us from our European path. And they are quite effectively using this propaganda machine, which works not only in our country, but in Europe and elsewhere in the world. And what they are attacking is not NATO and the EU per se, because these are so trusted organizations that nothing can challenge their reputation. But what they are attacking is the perspective that, yes, NATO is good, but they are not ready to give you even the membership action plan, not to speak about the invitation. EU is good, but EU is fed up with its own problems and is showing no interest in our country and in our region. So we are wasting time, we are wasting energy. So let's abandon it, let's forget it, and let's try to mend relations with Russia. Mending relations with Russia is another priority for our government. And this government did everything what was practicable in current situation. I mean, in the absence of diplomatic relations, in the presence of Russian troops on Georgian soil, in the presence of 3 Russian embassies,